We're holding page 78, Daled. What is the true method of investigating the true nature of God's unity? We say, as he showed from many sources, it's not enough to accept it in tradition and to believe it. We have to continuously bring proofs for it so it should actually take root within us. Otherwise, it's what? It's like the blind leading the blind. The blind man knows the direction, but if he loses track of where he's going, he becomes totally confused. But if it becomes rooted in the person, the concept of unity, because continuously you bring proofs to secure it, then you're secure. But he said, but how does one go about doing this? What are proofs? What is considered? What is the approach? What is the method? Omer ki kol dover shemavakshim lodas oso. Anything we have an interest to know about it, kishemistapkim mitzuso, tzorch lishel olav tchilo. Ihu nimtzo lo. Before a person wants to confirm something to be reality, you have to first ask, does it exist? Right? Let's say you're looking for gold, a gold mine. First you ask, in this region, is there gold? If there is, then we start looking for gold. But if there's no gold in the region, you're not going to look for gold. So first you have to say, is there such a concept? Is there unity of God? Is there not unity of God? Person says, yes, there is unity. God appeared at Sinai, and he displayed himself in a way where it's unquestioned that he is. Okay, we accept it. That's tradition. Now, accepting it as fact, now we're trying to prove that fact, to secure that fact. So you have to start, firstly, on the basis that it does exist, as anything. If it's questionable, it may not even exist. What are you looking for? You know, maybe a needle in a haystack, but if the needle's in the haystack, you may come upon it. So once you verified the truthfulness of its reality, now that I've come, now what is it? Mau, vechu, v'lomhu. What is it? Echu, v'lomhu. Why is it? I always say, if a person believes, why Shabbos? Shabbos is fundamental. The Gemara says that a person is b'chalo Shabbos, not inadvertently, deliberately. What is he? He's kilu kofu chala Torah kula. Person doesn't keep kosher. Okay? So you're considered an apostate in that area, but you're still considered a viable Jew. A person who doesn't keep Shabbos, knows he should and doesn't keep it, it's as if he's rejecting, it's kilu over avodah zarah. It's like doing it. Why? Because what is Shabbos? Shabbos is a testament that God created the world. That's what it's a testament. Personally, you know something, it's irrelevant to me. Whether God created the world, didn't create the world. So that means it's a denial in God being the creator. That's what it is. But what does a creator, if you believe in a creator, what does that connote? If it came about randomly, existence is random, so what is the purpose of existence? Haven't figured it out. Maybe it has no purpose. Everything's random. The world is random, we're random. But if there's a creator, the creator created with a purpose. Now we have to try to figure out what was the reason. But there's a reason for creation. And very often by the eliminating things which cannot be, like I used to say, you know, at one time, until a certain period of time, let's say, until definitely the early part of the 20th century in the world, most people lived beneath the poverty level. Most people, before there was medication and medicine was advanced, people did not live beyond a certain age. If there was a plague or a disease or something, people died. Many children would never go beyond a certain age because it was inevitable. They wouldn't live beyond a certain point. So people would say, and you're under the heel of the monarch. And at a whim, he takes your life. So a person starts asking, so what's the purpose of existence? Why do I exist? Do I exist to suffer? Most humanity suffered. They were deprived by the few who were the ruling class. So the elements are against me. The ruling class is against me. Why do I exist? So that by the process of elimination, you come to certain realizations. You know, the purpose of this existence is not to exist here. It's despite everything to refine ourselves, to perfect ourselves. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. But let's say there's no creator in the equation. You know something? It's much more difficult to try to figure that out. If there's a creator, you say, despite that, he wants you to pray to him. There's a creator at least. Despite all the reasons why or God is denying you to pray that he should better your situation. Or despite that, you should have faith in him. But if there's nothing to have faith in, or no one to better it, so what am I wasting my time? You know, so you dig a hole, you go in the hole, you cover it up, and you're gone. It's over. So that's the reason why you had pagans, right? There was monotheism, you had paganism. You worship the sun and the moon, and where you hope these various powers will somehow better your situation. So a person naturally is drawn towards a higher being to make a situation better. This is Vayishma, Yeshua, and Vayivot, right? What does it say in the Torah? When Yeshua becomes fat, that's when they bolt. A person only when is he needy, then he looks, then he's humbled, then he supplicates Hashem. That he needs, because he needs help. Once you have that sense of independence, you need no one. No. Thanks. We don't thank. One is acknowledgement. One is thanking. It's interesting. The Musar says in Shabbos that in the spring, when you see a black ox, a black bull, and he's eating the grass, you should run up the closest flight of steps and slam the door behind you. Because even though the ox, when he's eating the bull is eating that grass, he has in mind he's going to gore you, so you better run for your life. But when he's eating hay, you don't have to worry. No, because when he's eating fresh grass, that's when he starts feeling his oats. When he feels his oats, that's when you have to worry. When he's docile, when he barely has what to eat, he's eating a bale of hay, you know, he's pretty docile, so you don't have to worry so much. Person is destitute, or he barely makes ends meet, so he's humble. The moment you become, you become empowered. The moment you feel empowered, then you become God yourself. And that's it. That's Vayishma, Yeshua, and Vayivot. That's the idea. I always say that, democracy is one of the worst, is really undermined the belief in God. Because the whole idea of a monarch, I'm subject. People were subjects. I'm a subject of a king. So the whole concept of entitlement has no relevance. I'm entitled. You're not entitled to anything. You're entitled whatever the king chooses to give you, whether you like it or not. That's your predicament. And you have to deal with what? With the master. And that was the mindset. So if you believe God is benevolent, so you're a subject of a benevolent God. But again, it's the mindset. But once you say, look, we're all men are created equal. We could all of us say equal opportunity. So then, if you invest and you succeed, it's my own success. I have rights. I have a right to speak up. I have this. I have that. Okay. So where's God? Oh, of course, I believe. Well, how does God somehow come into the equation? He's less part of the equation. And that's why, in a democracy, the concept of belief, it's much more difficult to believe. We're not speaking about where Russia. There was also, there were dictators, but it was atheism. That's what it was. The government, they were the God, and that's what they want you to believe. They give your life and they take your life. To be continued.